Well, today I'm kind of excited and kind of nervous. We have our biggest project ever, and it potentially is going to make us enough money to buy this property. So this was for sale. Nobody ended up buying it before the original owner foreclosed on it. And back here, there is this container that looks like a house potentially that they were using. So I don't know what these properties are going to go for, especially at auction. I imagine it's going to be pretty cheap. It's a tiny little parcel, so it's some huge potential for us. And if you're following along, you notice our dollar amount is a little bit higher. So we do have a deposit for the job today, and that's enough to secure the equipment that we need to rent. But the word on the street is spreading. We are becoming pretty popular when it comes to rock removal, apparently, or stone removal. So we're gonna head in and scope out this property that we need to work on today. But we'll talk to the dealership. They do have a similar setup for us as last time to rent from them. And I'm hoping this brings in a little bit more money than the last one, and we'll get to that property and I'll show you why. It's another plot of land that no one wants to build on in town. You can see here they do have a good amount of stones. It looks like a little bit more than that other plot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the one I'm sitting on. And apparently they want the trees gone as well. So I decided to charge them $2,000 for this, not letting them know that we are gonna make a lot of money off these trees, guys. So we're gonna head into town. We're gonna pick up that equipment and come back here. We'll start with the stones. And we're going to get a different trailer this time that's going to hold the stones a little bit better for us. All right, we got our new setup here. It's a New Holland skid steer this time. It was not the same Kubota that we had last time. So we'll get on over to that property, get straight to work. And I think, you know, she did mention wanting the grass cut as well. So we'll see about doing that at the very end. Almost ran that stop sign. We'll find a good centralized spot here to park. All right, with everything unloaded, we're just gonna get to work here, plugging away at breaking these stones, and then we'll start gathering them up, and we'll potentially make a decent amount of money just off of selling the stone. Move on to the next phase where we'll be able to start cutting these trees down. And this should be the last one here. Got them all broken up at this point. Next, we're gonna put the bucket on the skid steer and pick up all the stone and dump it into the trailer. All right, we should just be able to sneak on up here. Scoop these up. You know, they are getting pushed a little bit. Come on, come on. Oh boy. Let's try that again. Are these gonna be too heavy for us to even pick up? Just do small loads at a time, I guess. Yeah, look at that. That's just not gonna work. Oh, let me contact them. You know, when it comes time for us to secure our own skid steer, we're gonna have to keep things like this in mind. Want to make sure we get the right equipment for the job. And you know, these jobs paying so well, just would be so nice to make a little bit more profit when we have our own equipment and we're not losing, you know, half of the profit on this one to the leasing or the renting of the equipment. Yeah, but this is so much better. I'm gonna get busy here. We'll see how much we can fill this thing up. Head on back over to the cement factory, get it sold, and see how we're tracking towards getting to that auction later today. All right, we are gonna leave the equipment here while we head on in to the cement factory. Looks like a little bit more than last time, and boy, my truck's not really handling this weight very well. Oh yeah, look at the suspension. Ooh. Let's just kind of cruise real slow like. Make sure we don't damage anything, because that's stressing me out right now. This is our only vehicle. All right, dumping it out and getting some cash. And just under $2,000 for that. I think that's a pretty good payday. We're gonna head back now and start chopping down some trees, and I'm really hoping that this is where a majority of our money is going to come today. So $3,000. We do have another $1,000 coming our way when we're done with the job. So we're really at about $4 grand. Oof. Stay busy, guys. And taking the first tree down here. Oh, that felt pretty much the best spot possible. We're gonna have to cut these into very small chunks. Get them in the trailer. and see how much money we can make off of them. Now, this isn't looking like the most safe load here, so I think what we're going to do on our way back is pick up our trailer, but we'll go get this first group sold. Still a lot of that tree to go, and I think I'm going to cut the rest of these down when I get back and start organizing them kind of by limbs and all of that. Oh, gonna be a long one. We're here at the local paper mill, and apparently they're gonna buy it from us. They do buy from locals here, so pretty good. We just have to tell them up here. That was, yeah, 4,500, almost 4,600 there. So the thing I did this morning when I heard about this contract is I started looking into the rates around here for lumber, and I knew bidding at $2,000 was gonna be pretty safe because the amount of money we're able to make off of selling the lumber. So 7,000 right now, this is our big break we've been waiting for. And, you know, we slowly built a little reputation for ourselves, and now we're already starting to see it pay off. So I'm gonna go pick up our trailer, hoping I can get bigger loads each time so we can get this job done a little bit quicker. Yeah, let's see how the big Tex does. We got to get this one cut up a little bit, get all these going. Hopefully we can get to that auction in time. All right, well, our trailer, it's able to hold a little bit more, so we're able to do this in a little bit less loads than we would if we use that one we're leasing. And I'm just not sure we're done with the skid steer yet. We were using it to help us load these what do they call the trees, but that was 8,000 for that load. Man, okay, I think we're gonna have luck at this auction if we're able to get there in time. Well, this is what's left of the first 2 trees, and we have 4 more to go. So like let's kind of get an estimate on this. Will be a third of our payday, another 5 grand. We're up to 21, and we're at what, about $1,000? We make $20,000 off of 2 trees, which means we'll make roughly 40,000 selling the last 4. They're about the same size, so that kind of makes sense. And we are coming in here with our last load of the day. I mean, I would like to see us get close to that $60,000 amount. I don't think we're gonna quite get there. Pretty close though, 58,000. That will do. Next, we got to cut the grass, but I'm keeping track of the time because we got to head up to that auction around 3:30 today. So it's 1:30 right now. Got a little bit of time, but we got to pick up the mower and the edger, start getting that done, and then we're gonna have to go pick up a stump grinder as well. Pay a little bit more money. Didn't think about that at first, but we are gonna have to get that rented today as well. I know we're trying to save money for this land auction here in a little bit, but boy, this is just so time consuming. I'm gonna shut this off. Now, let's just put it down for now. Let's jump in the truck. I'm gonna head over to the dealership. Not really ready. Maybe we'll bring the stump grinder with us, but I'm not ready to send this stuff back yet. But we're gonna, well, look, car. We're gonna go shopping. Well, a little over $18,000 later, this is ours. Let's see if it's gonna fit on our trailer, or if that's gonna be the first thing we're gonna have to potentially buy. It looks like our trailer is wide enough. But are the ramps gonna work? It looks like they will. Just gotta sneak over just a little bit more. That's like a glove. And I think the rest of our equipment will fit as well. Just can't forget to strap it down though. This should make the job a lot easier, and I'm hoping $40,000 is enough to get by on that auction. All right, we are back here. Get the straps removed. Lower the ramps. And the Skag Kubota diesel engine on this thing. Fire it up. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is a life changer. All those small yards, well, now they feel small, are gonna be so easy to deal with. And oh, can't damage it on day one. We'll have to get the small mower or get the edger back out to finish around the stump, but we'll definitely be picking up a stump grinder, and I forgot to get it while we're there. So we'll see if they're kind enough to deliver it for us. But just cruise around. This is amazing. Amazing. Let's keep cruising around here and get it done. All right, I think that's as much as we can do with the zero turn. Boy, beautiful purchase, guys. All right, let's go grab the edger. Well, should we even do around these stumps? I guess we could. And it'll definitely make it a little easier to see what we're doing when we get the stumps removed. Yeah, maybe we get the stump grinder out here. Yeah, I think this will be a lot easier to do grinding these stumps first. Maybe we can figure it out. There we go. That doesn't look safe. Let's get a little lower here. There we go. Oh, we're tipping. Gotta find that sweet spot. All right, with all the stumps removed, should be able to just kind of cruise around and cut the rest of this stuff. And there's little pieces of, a couple logs here and there that we didn't completely get, but we've done a pretty good job. This yard's looking pretty good. I'm hoping they're able to get this sold, and then eventually maybe we could talk them into helping them out and doing the landscaping once the house is built on these properties. All right, but I think it's time for me to just kind of clean up and, well, head into that auction. Well, we got a few minutes to spare, but we did get our extra $1,000 from finishing that job. They were very satisfied and, probably underbid. There's stones out there too. I gotta cruise by. This might be another job for us. We got a little bit of time, but yeah, so I think we might have underbid on that still with the amount of labor, but it was just so much money we made off of that, so I'm not really gonna complain. But I want to take a left up here, and this property, there's a truck there, so road's kind of blocked. Squeeze by that. Yeah, I mean, this is like intruding in the farmer's field. It's another opportunity right here. I think they do have a grass field at least. Yeah, that's got to be annoying when it comes time to mow. All right, well, I'm going to head to the auction. Wish me luck, and hopefully for landowners next time you see me. Well, the auction was quite entertaining, to say the least. There was one guy there bidding against me. We ended up pulling it off at $35,000. About, I think it was like $560. So we have $5,562 left, but now let's shut the truck off and kind of let's work on the edge here. I don't know what we're gonna do to clean this place up, but I want to see this. Now we have the keys. It's ours. Yeah, let's open this up. Just a chair, so we'll have to get a sleeping bag or something, but not having to pay rent is nice, and we have one little light in here for at night. I don't think we're gonna want to live in there, so we might still take advantage of our free night stays at the motel, but boy, this is some thick stuff. Lots of cleanup ahead of us to figure out what we're gonna do with our property, and yeah, look at that sold sign. It's time to get rid of it. That's much better. Much better. All right, well, next time you see me, we'll probably be prepping our property here, and got lots of trees to sell as well to make a lot more money, and some cleanup to do. I'm Socksway Up. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you on the next one.